It may or may not come as a shock to many of you listening that I don't put much stock into retrograde. Now, I'm not saying there isn't any science behind it, but what I am saying is there is enough going on in my life on a day-to-day basis that I kind of don't need a retrograde that occurs every what feels like 4 days impacting it. But I posed a question on my Facebook page about what you guys wanted me to read into next. The retrograde was chosen. It's 11:29 p.m. where I am right now, and this retrograde is supposed to hit in less than 30 minutes. So those cool little edits that I normally do, pretty much out the window for this. I am going to do my gosh darn it to get this reading out for all 12 signs on the day this retrograde begins. Let's get started. Well, hello my beautiful Cancer and those of you spying on your Cancer counterparts. If you are new to my channel, well, my name is Marcia, and if you are not, well, welcome back. First things first, subscribe, and then hit that like icon. Now, if you are really new to my channel, understand that I talk rather quickly and I try to keep these videos 10 minutes or under just because I don't like talking about things for a very long time. All right, so we are here today to look into how this retrograde is going to affect Cancer. Like, what's this retrograde about? What are we getting out of this? Show me Cancer and this retrograde. Show me this retrograde for Cancer. Wow. The Hierophant in reverse and the Tower card in reverse. I need you, Cancers, to make good on your promises. You cannot sell someone a dream and then not act accordingly. Do not be surprised during this retrograde you get confronted with some do not be surprised if you are not confronted with how poor of a human experience you have given people over however long you've been on this earth. Do not be surprised if people randomly let you know how your somewhat selfish, bad behavior has negatively affected them. Cancer shows that you've sold a lot of dreams, made a lot of false promises, heck, sold a lot of dreams to yourself, but made no actions to make these things a reality. Cancer. During this retrograde, you're going to see how your lack of actions have affected your life. It's not going to be pretty, but it is much needed. See, some of you, and probably all of you watching, have a tendency to run from things. And I don't care how brave you try to tell me you are. Some of you have a serious lapse in judgment when it comes to fulfilling your promises, fulfilling the things you say you're going to do, fulfilling your purpose. Can't say that enough. Some of you have been through all sorts of trauma, whether it's traumatic breakups, passing, so on and so forth, and you have managed to consistently act like things don't affect you and then blow up and use those same traumatic acts as a shield or as a buffer when someone tries to hold you accountable for something else. Now, here's the thing. Here it goes. Here we go. Hey, Cancer, I didn't like when you did this, and that to me. Out of nowhere. First play it cool, then Cancer can potentially blow up and say, listen, you know I've been through all this in my life, blah, 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 so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. They can twist things in an emotionally, verbally manipulative sort of way. Cancer, I'm not even going to say if this is in reverse. Cancer, you got to get your emotions under control. See, you cannot live without consequences. And once you choose a path, a lane, or whatever, you don't get to decide or decipher or request how a person reacts to your actions, good or bad. That's a big problem that you have, a very big one. You control and manipulate where you can, but you get huffy at reactions. And don't always think I'm talking about other people, because we're still talking about keeping you accountable for you. There have been several things that you are supposed to do. See, not one person who's watching this right now, hi, is doing the things that they thought they would be doing a couple years ago. Heck, some of you a couple months ago. You sell yourself dreams and underdeliver. You try to make things occur and then get disappointed and sometimes give up at the first sign of trouble. A promise is a promise, a deal is a deal. You're going to have to start following through your stuff, no matter how many tries it takes, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And you're going to have to start accepting the fact that if you can act, someone else can react. And even though you might want to huff and puff about it, you have no reason to. All right, Cancer, let's see what we get. Ooh. You got the Hermit card and Two of Pentacles. This is, ooh, I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this for you, Cancer. Let me say this. This retrograde is literally a high five for you. Because it's going to get so ugly that by the time you go through this tunnel, this retrograde tunnel, and come out on the other end, you've taken just enough time to kind of retreat from the world, examine your life, have it blown up on the screen for you in your mind, and start putting the pieces together. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Be ready for an implosion. Be ready to go through all sorts of chaos, only seen through your mind's eye. Other people may not be able to tell what is going on, but when I say this is going to hit, it is going to hit. You're going to be forced to examine how you hold yourself accountable versus how you hold others. Because you put more on others than you are willing to take on yourself. You're great at deflecting. This retrograde, you're not going to be able to do that. Do not be surprised if you are double, triple, quadruple pounced upon. Not physically. But do not be surprised if the universe is piling more and more and more and more and more on until you get it. And oh boy, you're going to get it. This retrograde is for you. So, as free-spirited as some of you want to be, do your worst. Go for it. You're going to pay for it, but go for it. You're going to take the lesson, even though you've avoided it all this time. This retrograde isn't here to play with you. It's here to change you. It's here to improve you. It's here to break you down, to do all those things. But it's not here to play with you. Not at all, Cancer. Show me Cancer for this retrograde. Show me Cancer for this retrograde. Or show me this retrograde for Cancer. Ooh. Okay. I don't know if... You know, we'll just do it. Conclusions are within reach. Now, what is this saying? Marcia, what is this saying? You've had questions that have not left your lips, and some that have. Some of you have been searching for people and answers and such. oh, you're going to get them. Now, you may not walk out of this retrograde with answers, but you're going to walk out of it with the tools and the right mindset to gain those answers. I'm just being honest with you. Don't let pride get in your way. This is a big one. Cancer, you are emotional, and someone keeps saying overly emotional. You cannot keep using the things that have happened to you in your past or present to kind of deflect more slaps on the wrist. You got to confront things, and you've got to understand that your traumas aren't bigger than anybody else's. Not a single other person's. Trauma doesn't work that way. You can't measure someone else's trauma. Stop victimizing yourself is what I'm saying. Oh, the universe isn't going to let you do it during this retrograde. You can try and try and try. And like I said, it's going to layer on top of layer on top of layer. So anything that you try to deflect is going to come out looking crazy. Your hard work is paying off. Some of you have been doing your due diligence. And I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. You haven't been acting stereotypically like your sign. You have already started retreating. You've already started the work, the shadow work on healing certain things. You are learning to speak to people in a different manner. You are learning that how you treat people definitely has consequences. And I feel like you saw someone else get hurt and you're like, nah, I'm not going to keep doing this, going this route. Confidence is key. It is. Leave the ego at the door, but it really is. Not everyone's trying to laugh at you. Not everyone's trying to roast you. Not everyone's trying to, do something behind your back. Pipe down about that. It's time to release negativity. That means it's time to stop playing the victim. At the end of the day, you can say whatever you want. You can say, Marcia, don't say that. That's not nice. That's not kind. It's true. It's time to stop playing the victim. Everybody can play the victim. Why don't you let other people play the victim for a chance? Give someone else a chance, all right? There was one other card. Let me see. Adjustments are required, and guess what? They are definitely going to be occurring. Oh, those adjustments are definitely occurring. This retrograde, I don't want to say it's for you, but it really feels like it's for you. And you're going to feel singled out. If you're not around any other cancers, you're definitely going to feel singled out and be like, wow. But in the end, it's all for your good. These are lessons that you bypassed, avoided, missed, that you're going to be forced to confront. All right? Cancer, this was your retrograde reading. If you enjoyed it and was impressed that I could finally do a serious reading, definitely hit the subscribe button. Hit that like icon. And if you're having a little trouble with this retrograde or a little nervous, let's talk about it down below. I'm dead serious. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what's going on so I can look into it. All right? Have a good one. Sorry. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.